Good afternoon, our lovely viewers. Welcome to another session with Ascent Debt Recovery, and I'm your host, Benson Okezie Wosu, Esquire. So, today we're bringing you another wonderful and interesting topic, because I'm sure you can relate to the previous engaging topics and very relatable topics that we've brought to you so far. And today is no different than any other topic that you've heard. So, but before I proceed with this, I'd like to give like a little recap on our previous session. So, sometime in January, February, January, February, Happy New Month by the way, but sometime in February, January, February, the theme of the topics that we have been dropping so far was the growth mindset, and the essence of that topic was, of that theme rather, was more or less to discuss topics that with the name growth mindset the topic with the theme growth mindset. That's the idea behind all topics flowing from this theme. Issues, ways that one can grow, as the name connotes. I know it's tautology to use the same word to describe the itself, but growth is a generic term that the essence is well known to everyone. So the essence of that theme was to give out topics that's aimed at ways on how we can manage our finances in such a manner that comparing it to what it was, there will be an elevation or an increase from what it used to be. We had topics like what financial goals are, its essence, how to set your financial goal, how to maintain it, and so on and so forth. So this time around, we are coming over, or rather we are bringing to you another thing, which is the right mindset. Now, this right mindset, just as the name connotes, right mindset. So while the growth mindset was all about trying to help you grow your finances, the right mindset is more generic. It's going to be more encompassing, because we are going to bring in topics that involves things you should know and how you should know them. So we are kicking this session, or this team session, with the topic, the right mindset, save or invest. Remember I said that earlier, that the topics we have been bringing so far are really relatable ones, and this is no different. So basically, let's just dive into it. We all know that basically anything we do in this life involves money. Even the Bible recognizes that money answers all things. So at some point in our lives, there will always be the need to involve money on all your interactions. And since you are going to be involved, dealing with money, there's always going to be that need to ensure the presence of this money in your life, basically. So due to the pursuit of trying to gather one's resources, people have adopted different lines of action, both good and bad. Bad being the committing of offenses like stealing, armed robbery, and so on and so forth. However, we at Ascent Debt Recovery obviously would be upholding the good lines of action, which involves things like getting a job, being self-employed, or basically any legal means of acquiring the necessary resources needed to tackle financial responsibilities. However, at least life has shown that at some point, even the job you've gotten or being self-employed may not necessarily be enough to tackle the financial needs that one may have. So that brought up the need for talking about saving or investing. Now, I'm sure most of us have had this conversation or this debate as to as to saving or investing, which supersedes the other, or which is the better line of action to adopt. So the essence of this topic is simply this. The topic, like I said, the right mindset, save or invest. It is intentionally placed that way, save or invest. The idea is save and invest, because from everything I'm going to mention here, we're going to see that both saving and investing is very important in the life of everyone. And we do not advocate for doing one over the other. I mean, one may be higher than the other, but not dropped while the other one is picked up. So better still, either they're on the same level or one is higher than each other, but the point is that both will be adopted. So now let's go to the conceptual clarifications. What does saving money means? With the name, saving money just simply means setting aside a certain sum from your pool of financial resources for a futuristic goal. Now this could be in terms of, number one, setting aside a portion of your income to be saved either on a monthly basis, weekly basis, bi-weekly, depending on how you earn. So this is the most common form that everyone adopts. You get, maybe you earn 100,000 naira and you save 10,000 naira as your savings. So you remove 10,000 naira and keep it either in some accounts or wherever that is safe for you to keep as your form of saving. Another form that saving takes is cutting costs. Now this, if you're the type of person that goes out a lot, you eat out, you like to move around, enjoy yourself. I mean, enjoy yourself, that's good, by the way, but we all know that so much of everything is not good. So if you're the type of person that spends a lot of money generally on things that don't necessarily matter, or on your wants and not your needs, another form that saving can take will be in terms of cutting down those expenses that are not necessary. Another means of saving involves getting another job. Now, I'm trying to expand your mind in terms of what savings connote or what entails savings. It's not just picking a portion of your money, of your income, of any financial resource you get and keeping it aside. It goes beyond that. The second form I mentioned is that it includes cutting your expenses. I'm not saying you should not have fun with friends and family. I'm simply saying you should do it with caution. Now the next form I mentioned is in terms of having a side hustle. That is, I mean, in this present Nigeria, it is common knowledge that having no side hustle in addition to your present job, it's not ideal. I mean, you may be earning 1 million naira, but you and I know that the more resources you have, for some reason, the more financial obligations you get to tackle. So it's always intentional, it's always necessary to have something on the side doing. So this way, while you spend your resources, while you spend your income, you get to save the proceeds you get from your side hustle. A lot of people do that. So saving just basically means making intentional decisions in terms of your resources, in terms of managing it for whatever intention that you want it to be. Now the next part means it's investing, or to invest. Now investing simply connotes picking out a portion of your existing resources, channeling it into an existing business in order to yield profit from it. You get that? Saving, you pick out a portion of your resources to be kept to tackle financial obligations. While you're investing is to pick out, while investing means picking out a portion of that same resources, but however channeling it towards an existing business in order to earn profit from that business. The whole idea is for you to add to the pool of resources used in running a particular business or a company or an establishment or an organization, call it whatever you want, for more productivity, for more utilization, which will inadvertently bring in more profits, of which some percentage will be given to you. Now, investing takes the form of investing in stocks, shares of companies, which is the most common one, bonds, which involves sharing and lending money to companies or governments, in return for a form of interest, cryptocurrency, which we all know, Bitcoin and the rest, real estate. 10 out of 11 Nigerians are at some point involved in real estate transactions. That's a form of investment that people take up. Now, like I said earlier, the essence of this topic is to propagate and to uphold the notion that investing should be done side by side with saving. In other words, save and invest. However, I think it will still be necessary to state the necessary disparities that exists between saving and investing. Now, a major difference between saving and investing is the type of goal to be achieved and the time frame within which it is to be achieved. Now, whenever you save, the essence of saving is mostly to settle short-term needs that may come up. For instance, paying of rent. Now, I know I always cite this example, paying rent. I will continue using relatable examples so that when you listen to me, when you listen to us speak, when you listen to our sessions, the examples that will be cited are things that you are personally engaged in. That way, however, no matter the much grammar we tend to speak, having cited that example, it will be something that I can easily relate to. So yeah, it could be paying rent, it could be paying school fees, it could be to buy a phone. So far as we are keeping that money for a pressing need at hand, that's usually what savings are for. However, when you invest, the idea is not necessarily to fulfill a financial goal or a financial obligation, but the essence of investing is usually long-term in terms of, the essence of investing is just to grow the existing capital that you have put into that business. So that's basically the major difference between both of them. And another major difference between saving and investing is that investing inadvertently yields more interest than saving. I mean, let's take this example. Again, paying rent. Every month, you set aside 10,000 naira from your income to pay rent at the end of the day. Now, when you finally pay that rent, what happens? Okay, let's say your rent is 300,000 and across the year, throughout the months, you're able to raise the sum and set it aside. When you pay the rent, the money ceases to exist because you have utilized it. In as much as you used it to pay your rent, and for the next 1 year or so, you have interest, you have rights over that property, exclusive possession throughout that year. However, that money is no longer there. But coming to investment, in investing the money, if you invest 300,000 naira in any business that yields some yearly annual percentage, for example, let's use 10% per annum, you invest 300,000 naira. Now, when the year runs out, you have added 30,000 naira to the 300,000 naira that you invested in initially. So that way you retained your capital and added to it. So that's why most people argue that, look, no matter how much you no matter how much you save your money, rather, you cannot save yourself out of poverty. But the truth is that you can save yourself out of existing financial obligations. And because of the fact that some people say you cannot save yourself out of poverty, that's why they advocate investing. Now, I'm not going to dwell, or rather I'm not even going to dwell on the tips on how to save or invest properly. That will be taken care of by the next session. So the essence of this is just to give the background knowledge on the concepts of saving and investing as the foundation on which the subsequent sessions will lay on. So subsequent sessions will lay on. So in terms of investing, the money, your capital, you add to it. That's why people advocate for investing. But one thing that should be noted again as a difference is that the risk on investing your money is higher than the risk for saving. Even we've seen instances, situations where people lost a whole lot of money. I mean, we all know about the NBA, Rockstar, and basically every other investment platforms to ever exist, and people put in so much money, but when it collapsed, everything disappeared. I mean, I'm sure those who didn't invest would have been saying that if you had kept that money, that you wouldn't have lost it. And that's why so many people try to play it safe by saving the money. The point remains that even the money you're saving and the money you're investing, at some point something may happen to it. But the point is, the risk on investing the money is definitely higher than the risk for saving it. So now, having been done with the differences. I'm sure more exist, but these are the ones that we want you to take note of for the time being. Now, subsequently, we are going to, or rather, we are moving to the next subheading, being the relationship and similarities between saving and investing. Now, a major similarity is the fact that both saving and investing involves setting money aside. Again, when you save, you are putting a part of your money aside to satisfy financial obligations. When investing as well, that's capital. Obviously, that's, you brought it out of the existing resources that you have, and you're setting it aside to put in someone's business to yield more income for you. Another point is that saving is a prerequisite to investing, because how else would you have gotten the money to invest if you didn't save it? Though obviously you all know that other forms of sources for investing could include things like loans, grants, and all the rest. But yeah, if you are not the type of person like I am, who, you do not advocate collecting loans, and I want to invest, the way I would get my investment capital would be to save it. So that's why the similarity there, or a relationship that exists between both, is that saving is a prerequisite. Saving is a prerequisite to investing. Also, investing helps you grow your savings. Now, you see how they intertwine. While you save money to reach the income, to reach the resources needed to invest, investing also aids your savings, because when you invest and you make profits, obviously, being a financially disciplined person, you would not spend all the profits you've gotten. You would definitely save a part of it. So in addition to your existing income from which you save money from, you have added another source of saving money from. Do you get it? Initially, no investment portfolio, just saving from your salary, 10,000 every month. Now you've invested a certain percentage of your money, and maybe you get another 10,000 every month. So in addition to the 10,000 you've gotten from your salary, you have added, with the profits from that investment, to your current savings amount. So that's the point I'm trying to make here. Another thing is that both saving and investing helps you achieve your financial goals. Remember what I said earlier. While savings help you achieve short-term goals, investing helps you achieve long-term goals. Now, another point of intersection between saving and investing is that both help you grow wealth. Both help you grow your existing financial resources. Both help you grow financially, basically. Yes, it's true. Saving may not necessarily add so much to your present financial standing, but we know that, we are all witnesses to the help that saving renders at the long run. So it's not to be taken for granted. Another similarity between both concepts is that saving money and investing, it takes patience, it takes discipline. Because if you're saving, maybe your aim is 500,000 naira and you're saving 10,000 naira, that means you have to save 10,000 naira like 50 times, I don't know maths, 10, no matter whatever. You have to save it. Obviously, you would not be in a rush until you have gotten to that percent, to that sum you have in mind. Also, investing requires the most patience that spill into years, 10 years, 5 years, as the case may be. So, if you're not the type of person that has patience, then I don't see the possibility of you properly saving or being consistent in your saving. So, yeah, that's basically it. Now, in terms of importance, there's no point telling you what you already know. Saving, a major importance of saving and investing is that they add, or rather they make available emergency funds for when you need them. The major reason for saving, like I have said, is to set aside money to satisfy existing obligations. Now, even the investments you have made, the essence is also to get profits to tackle any financial responsibility that may come up. Keyword may. Not obviously nobody wants to have any issue in terms of finances, but some financial emergency may come up. You may fall sick out of the blues, your car may break down, anything, any emergency, your phone may spoil. So any emergency situation may come up. This is known as unforeseen circumstances. It may come up, and if you have nothing in your reserve at that moment to solve that issue, that would be a problem for you in the future. Another importance of it is that saving and investing helps you achieve your financial goals. It also helps you stay out of debt. I don't even know how I almost missed that point. The germane essence of saving and investing is to save you from anything that would warrant you to borrow money. I have said this before and I will say it again. As much as practicable, as much as you can, avoid situations that would make you borrow money from anybody. It's your mental health, your mental peace would always be at stake. All you would be able to think about is how you would pay back that money, and until you pay it back, you will not totally have rest. It's either you are disturbed personally or your creditor is on your neck. So, and another thing I need to mention here is that you do not need, or when it comes to saving, you do not need to make it elaborate. No matter the little you can set aside for the future, please do so. And be disciplined enough to keep it in an account. As an adult, I would suggest you have 2 accounts. One being your spending account, your main account, the other one being your saving account. And that particular account, I also further suggest that you block every access means to that account. Because the truth is, so far as you have access to that account, you will always reach out for it when need does not require it. So, like, let me take myself for example. In one of my accounts, I do not have any ATM. I don't have mobile app. The only way I can access funds is by going to the bank, queuing, and making transfer. So it is only when it is in-depthly necessary. That is the only time I can take because obviously whenever I think of, oh, I have to go to the bank, I have to do this, I have to queue, the mental thinking about it alone can discourage me from accessing it. And that's when God sparkles my creative thinking in terms of how to readily make those funds available so that I wouldn't have any need to touch the savings. But if the mobile app, I had it, or I had the ATM card, all I'll simply do is, oh, there's no money here, let me access this, I can always pay it back. So, like I said, 2 accounts. One, your main account, the other one, the saving account, and block any and every access from the saving account. So, we are, this is the end of this session. Like I said earlier, and I will always repeat and reiterate, the essence of this session is to uphold the fact that while saving is good, investing is good as well. Now, the points on how to pick out the relevant investment platforms, how to properly save, and other points like that will be made subsequently. So for the meantime, I hope I've been able to enlighten you on the fact that saving and investing is always important in every of our lives, irrespective of whether you're a private individual or you're a company. You do not necessarily, saving is not for individuals while investing is for, no. Both applies to everyone. The sum saved may be different and all, quite alright. But it is always important for both parties, for all parties involved, to save in addition to investing. There is no wrong in having different sources of income. Thank you. God bless you. Have a lovely day. Happy weekend.